Alert, alert, this is Charlotte Shotgun.
It's Joel Tatum, and it's that Little Gay Talk Show.
All the way from Houston, Texas.
Let's get into it, girl. Hey, y'all. It's another episode of that Little Gay Talk Show.
Howdy, Texas.
Howdy, Texas.
Howdy, Houston.
Howdy, Houston. How's everybody doing?
Great, wonderful, stunning. I hope so.
I'm with Miss Charlotte Shottgunz, who is getting ready for doing a little drag tonight. So she's getting her makeup on while we do the show at the same time. Girl, where's your big mirror? Why didn't you bring your big mirror?
I forgot it. And I didn't want
Last time you were here, you left it here. And I told you on the phone to make sure you bring your big mirror.
I know. I'm terrible.
Good Lord, because I don't have another mirror.
I mean, I've been through worse. I've done my makeup.
I mean, I could take the mirror off the closet door, and I
no,
guess
this is fine. This is totally fine.
Okay, all right.
This is fun to watch me struggle.
It's that Little Gay Talk Show, y'all. Just to give you an update, we kind of missed last week's show, and that was my fault, kind of.
Oh, let's blame the election.
Yeah, that was kind of well.
You know, that's happening at once.
I went to the doctor to see the doctor because I had a chest cold that was going on for way too long, and they took one look at my blood pressure and went, "Oh, nope, your blood pressure is too high. We need to send you to the emergency room." Girl, my blood pressure was 202 over 184.
Oh, wow.
Which I was not shocked, to be quite honest. When I had already told them that my blood pressure was going to be high. I didn't know it was going to be that high.
What is regular blood pressure?
I don't. 120 over 80? Okay. Mm-hmm. That's supposed to be the new. It used to be 140 over 80. But I think they lowered it to 120 over 80. Okay. So, yeah. So that meant that I had to be in the emergency room for 8 hours. And then they checked me into the hospital because the medications that they gave me, and girl, they said they gave me the strongest medications on the planet to lower my blood pressure. And my blood pressure would only drop by 2 points.
Oh, my God.
So they're like, we have to put you in the hospital. And I'm like, oh, my God. This is the one thing I do not want to be. I've never been in the hospital before.
Really?
Never been in the hospital. I have been to the emergency room a few times, but usually it's never been a hospital stay. It's been like
just in and out.
Yeah. Well,
not really.
Well, depending on where you. I mean, when you don't have insurance.
Insurance.
When you don't have insurance.
Girl.
You sometimes have to stay 10 to 12 hours. So before you even get to see a doctor, or if it's like
if
not
you don't have
super
insurance, there's other doctors.
Well, luckily for me, I went to Legacy Clinic.
Okay.
And all I had to pay was, I think, whatever I could afford, basically. So,
what did you pay?
Well, they wanted me to pay 80, but I paid 40. I mean, I had to have money in the bank.
But still,
okay. Let me turn you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she is right. She is in the process of putting her face on. So if she goes in and out, she don't mean no harm.
I don't. I'm sorry.
And I told her not to put her headphones on. One, because it will help her be able to put on her makeup comfortably.
Yeah, we got to make
and
on it
two,
too.
I don't want any makeup on. I don't want any foundation or glue or anything else, because that shit is hard to, girl, I'm sorry, but that shit is hard to clean off of these fake leather. Even though these headphones are expensive, they still use pleather. And I'm like, why can't y'all just, I mean, if I'm gonna pay $50 a pop,
oh my God,
for headphones, can I get real leather?
For real, 50 pop, 50
yeah,
pop.
Well, everything was bought all at once in bulk, so to speak. So nothing was bought separately. It all came as a package. And that package is, thankfully enough, 100% paid for.
Period.
Paid for. I was so glad. The moment I paid that last bill,
like a good riddance.
I'm like, oh my God, good riddance. Some extra money in the house. Yes, because it was $2,100 to get all the equipment I needed.
And you're paying it for a while too.
I paid it for 10 months, girl. 10 months. And you know, oh my God, my lovely best friends, Miss Marcus and Miss David. Last year when I bought this, they paid my rent for a month to make sure that I was able to get it, because I've talked about getting it for months, but I just never could save up enough money to get it.
Yeah.
So they paid my rent 1 month, which
really
allowed me to like buy it on time. Thankfully enough, I found a place, and I will be using them again. So I don't mind saying American Musical Supply, because thanks to them, I was able to get really good equipment for the show. So if you guys are looking to get the type of equipment that I got a Rodecaster Pro with like 4 mics and all this, and the headphones and all the gear.
Shebang.
The whole shebang
You really
for
do, though.
$2,100, and I had to pay $181 a month. And let me tell you something. Some months we had to struggle, and other months we were like, we got this. $181, we got this. So
it's done. It's been paid for.
But it's done. It's paid for. We are good. And when the equipment starts breaking down,
Girl.
which always happens when you buy something, girl, when you pay something, when you're in the middle of paying for it, it works perfectly. But as soon as you pay it off,
Nothing's
just like
broke yet. Thank God. Knock on wood.
So thankfully enough, we only have one issue with the microphone, and we are still trying to work that issue out.
I think it's not even something bad. I think it's just.
I think it's a cord issue. I think I
That
might
might
have
be
to
it.
change out the cord. And the cord I already shopped. It's like $20.
Oh, wow,
So
not bad.
yeah, so I'll just get a new cord. But right now, the government
not using
has
it.
not been good to me lately.
Have they not paid you yet?
Because they still haven't given me my money for unemployment.
What?
And now they were telling me, I called them this morning, and they went way past the 30 days. It was supposed to be 21 days for them to approve you in the state of Texas. And for the rest of you out there in the world who probably don't know, unemployment insurance has been a godsend. And I've worked my entire life and have never used my unemployment insurance. So during this time, it's been a godsend. So I was able to pay my bills and save up a little money because I had plans on doing stuff. And then when the money ran out and I still wasn't working, and every place still wasn't back to 100% capacity and all this other stuff, we burned through those savings when they cut me off, which is only supposed to be temporary. I called them this morning, girl, and they were like, well, it's going to be 60 days. And I'm like, 60 days? I got rent to pay. I mean, I got bills to pay. I can't. Y'all need to do something because I can't. And by the way, in Texas, they have contractors. TWC hired contractors to answer the phones because they were so overwhelmed with phone calls. And they're still overwhelmed with people trying to get unemployment and everything else. So it's taken a little.
It's hard to even fucking get someone to answer.
Yeah, exactly. So now someone's answering the phone, but they're not working for TWC. They're like an outside contractor who can only answer basic questions or look up your information and find out when your payment requests are going through and this and that. But they don't really, you can't like ask for a supervisor to talk to or something like that. So I had to go through all of that.
That's annoying.
And I said, look, it's been since the middle of September since I got my money. I need my money. I need to pay bills. But like I said, luckily for me, I will be going back to work, but not in the same capacity that I did before.
I think you're still able to claim for unemployment.
Yeah.
Because you're not making the same.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not making the same. And, I'm a little worried because they're only going to be open 4 or 5 days a week.
How many employees is there?
Right now, amazingly enough, here's the funny thing. I asked because for the last couple of days, with the exception of Wednesday, because Wednesday had some other stuff to do, it's been me and 2 other guys doing the opening of the restaurant. And I'm like, where's all the staff that y'all said y'all were going to have and all this other? Well, they're training at other stores. And I'm like, actually, they need to be here. shouldn't they be here for all the training and everything else? But yeah, they're training at other stores. So
Training for what?
a lot of them are brand new, so they're learning how to wait tables and all that other stuff at the other restaurants. So I'm like, okay, well, that's
annoying.
That's annoying, considering that's just me and two other guys. And it's a huge, and Union Kitchen on Washington is like a huge restaurant. So it's three of us trying to get a huge restaurant together. So we've been working a few days here and there to try to get everything done. So I think we only have a little bit left to do.
Are they paying you guys per hour?
Yeah, they're paying us per hour.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least they're doing that.
Yeah, we're getting paid per hour. I'm not up there for free, girl. If they told me, hey, can you help us open up the restaurant, but we're not going to pay you, I'd be like, you know what? Good luck on that.
I got to figure out when you open.
Mm-hmm. Call me when y'all open, girl.
For real. Don't waste my time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I'm excited that you're going back to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm only going to be working like 2 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. So
it's better than nothing.
I know, right? I need some money in the bank. My bank actually misses me because I used to come up there and put money in the bank all the time. Every time I got out of work, I went straight to the bank.
Like, hello, girl. What's tea?
Yeah, exactly. And if I didn't get into the bank, I dropped it in a little drop box because I didn't want to have that cash on me, girl. Because you spend that cash when you do what we do. Yeah. You spend that cash pretty fast. Oh, girl, we're gonna go out and have some drinks. Okay. All right. I just made $150. Let's go have some drinks. You come home with $50.
You're not wrong, though. You are not wrong.
Because you get all happy. You're hanging out with your friends. Then you meet somebody.
Shots on me.
And then, yeah, exactly. Then you meet some other people, and you're like, I got their drink. I'll get their drink. That kind of thing. You get all super happy and everything. And you're like, because you're like, oh, I made $150. I'm going to pay this bill. I'm going to pay that bill. I'm only going to spend $20 at the bar.
Girl, the no bills got paid.
And no bills got paid. And then you have to work on extra shift to make up for the money that you spent.
That's the life of a server, though. That really is. Even a bartender.
Life of a server and a bartender.
Or even a drag queen, too. That happens to me, too.
Exactly.
It's really
exactly.
true.
If you're doing anything in service.
Anything that you're getting cash that night instead of getting that paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Your money's like, goodbye.
It's
sayonara.
It's out the door. That's why I have told servers in the past, put that money in the bank, bitch. Put it in the bank. Because at least if you put it on the card and you see what you spent, then you're like, you know what? Did we just spend $100 at the bar? It's on my card. Instead of, how did I spend wait a minute. I went to the bar and I said I was only going to spend $20. And then you don't remember how you got home. Sometimes you wake up with somebody next to you. Sometimes you don't, but most times you don't. Because you put the extra money in to try to get them to come home in the first place.
And they're like,
And they're like, oh, I love the fact that you bought me drinks, but I'm not going home with you.
bitch.
Which, trust me, I mean, I've been on both sides of the fence. I'm still I'm old, and I'm still on both sides of the fence.
There's no.
So it's when a man wants to buy me some drinks, I'm like, okay.
Well, tonight I'm drinking Jameson. Tonight I'm drinking Crown. Not even Crown. Tonight I'm drinking Maker's Baby.
What you drink? Exactly. What you drink?
Reposado. With a lemon, an orange slice, and some cinnamon.
Yes, exactly. Even though you know damn well you bought a well tequila for $4.
Right before.
Somebody wants it.
And you pre-gamed a beer.
And you pre-gamed it. Exactly. No, exactly.
I mean.
And then suddenly it's like, oh, you know what? I'll take a Reposado.
Chardonnay.
Añejo.
Make it a double.
Make it a double. Sure did. Oh, my goodness. So.
That is a life, though. That is so true, though.
That is true. I mean, I can ease in and out of gay bars and straight bars with ease. So I don't usually.
Oh, she pulls them everywhere. The girl's being pulled.
So I do. And, I don't mind. And like I said, I love when I'm at a straight bar and it happens because it's like a complete shock. You know, because it's like the guy you're talking to suddenly was like, well, why don't we go back to my place and have a few more drinks and keep this party going?
You want to bust these cheeks, baby?
And I'm like, I know where this is going to go. And then that's when you have to decide, am I really ready to be breaking in this queen?
I mean,
is she going to be in therapy the next day? I'm going to have to sneak out of a window.
have you ever done that?
Yes.
Me too. Well, have you ever sneaked out of a window just in general?
No,
I have.
not just in general. I had someone sneak out of my window.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah,
When you were younger?
I was younger, and he didn't want his friends, because all his friends lived in the same apartment building that I lived in, and he didn't want all his friends to know that he was over a gay guy's house. So, well, this was the 1990s, girl. Couldn't be helped.
Have you ever heard of him? I've heard.
No, but I heard from his wife though.
Oh.
Like 3 days later, when she called me at work to tell me that she was pregnant with his child and wanted to know if I was sleeping with her husband. To which I had to tell her, I am not sleeping with your husband, but I dicked him down good that night. So, you don't tell a pregnant woman that you dicked her husband.
Period. I mean,
At
you
least,
can, but you
I mean,
being a
it would.
homewrecker.
I would think it would have been better if I told her the truth, but that's not my place.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That was not my place, and he put me in a situation
How did
where
you
he
even find out?
where he told me, "Oh, girl, okay, so here's what happened."
Fill me in, girl.
So I was out with a friend of his. We were sitting in the bar and we were having a good time, and I said, "Hey, such and such came over to my house and hung out, and he wanted to have sex." And he's like, "Oh, no." And I'm like, "Yeah, he wanted to have sex, but we didn't do anything, but he wanted to have sex." And I'm like, "I don't think we should do that." Blah, blah, lying to his face. But I was trying to protect him. Well, kind of, because I said he wanted to have sex.
I mean, sex did happen.
Yeah, sex did happen.
But to anyone's knowledge,
yes,
it
but
did not.
But he went right behind my back and called the woman on the phone and told her that he and I was having sex. And I said, why would you go back and tell a pregnant woman that?
What did the guy say?
Well, I got pretty mad, and he and I stopped speaking after that.
Yeah.
Because you just don't go, you ruin somebody's life. Mm-hmm. Even though he had told me, the guy that I was with had told me that him and his wife had already broken up like a year ago, so they weren't even together. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even think about it at the time. So I didn't think I was committing any kind of sins at the time, until I got a phone call from the wife who told me that they were still together.
Oh.
And and let me remind y'all something. This is 1990s, and HIV was ravaging the community. So you can understand the fear. I think she was more fearful of the fact that
her husband was sleeping with him at game.
Yeah. And by the way, he was the most experienced bottom I had ever been with. For someone who told me he had never been with anybody before and always wanted to be with a man, lied to me as soon as those legs went up in the air.
Period. Like, boom.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they were up in the air, and
We're dangling.
he took it, and he
enjoyed it.
And let me tell you something. At the time, I wasn't 100% a top at the time. I'm not 100% a top now, but I was pretty much 99.9% a bottom at the time. So it was actually my first time being a top with him.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, he's a 5'6" little Italian man.
6 inch?
Mm-hmm, who had a pretty decent sized dick. But like I said, them legs went up in the air. I mean, bottoming can be good for some girls.
It really can.
Oh my God.
Apparently it turns men out.
I know. It really, I mean, when you like taking it, you really like taking it.
Some people, I've slept with like straight guys that have never bottomed before. Mm-hmm. Claimed they've never bottomed before. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here like, how do you how is there nothing coming out of your ass? How is there no smell? It's perfect. It's ideal.
Clean. It's
like how? Why? How is that even possible?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I have to admit that me being a bottom, and this was before the days where I had to be told by my cousin what to do to make sure I kept myself clean. I don't think I ever had a messy moment. I can't recall a time that I was a bottom for someone and I had a messy moment.
It's happened to me once, but it was with a guy that I was dating for a while.
Now I remember a guy telling me he got a little bit of a chocolate chip, a little bit of, but I was at the time, oh my God, at the time we were, well, it was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
it was kind of on the spot, so it's like
it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of know it's going to happen, but you only got a little bit of a spot because I was worried. I mean, I enjoyed myself, but I was worried, and I was like, I hope. I'm like, we just did this on the fly. I didn't have time to prepare, and he's like, I only got a little bit of a spot, and that was it. You were quite clean. I'm like, good fiber diet, high fiber diet. I have said this so many times to you queens, and I will keep telling you to this. Don't go out and buy that expensive shit. You don't need it.
The Pure for Men?
The Pure for, you know what? I'm still going to buy it.
I'm still going to buy it too.
Yeah, me too. But,
I feel it helps you shit better. So that's only the reason.
But, I use the Metamucils and all that other stuff and ate a lot of vegetables and ate my bran to make sure to keep everything clean, and I've remained clean since.
She's a clean queen.
She's a clean, and which is ironic because I top more than I buy. I think the last time I bottomed was maybe 3 years ago. Was the last time I bottomed?
Jeez.
I'm
playing.
Everybody wants to get on the D, and I get it. I know that in Houston, tops might be a little harder to find, so to speak.
A rare breed.
I don't know how that happened. I think that everybody started enjoying bottoming so much that we ran out of time.
I don't think I've even bottomed here so far. No, nothing. No, I can't even recall.
The last one I was with, legs up in the air, went straight for it. I said, okay, well, here we go.
Like you say you what? Motherfucker.
Well, he had told me at the beginning that we had exchanged pictures, so to speak. So he had already told me that, he didn't feel like with what he had, he should top in this situation. Which I went, okay, look, I'm not, and I am in no means Hunter Biden or the other one that we were looking at earlier, because we were looking at some dick pics. I saw a dick pic of one of the legendary dancers, and I know all of y'all probably know who I'm talking about. And his dick was,
that's not even a dick. That's a whole body.
I know.
That's a whole child.
I'm like, I don't think I've seen a human being with a dick that big.
I don't think so either.
That's horse hung. That is
what is it? Blasphemy.
I took one look at it and went, woo, no thank you.
Watch him be like a bottom, a big dick bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he would have to be. First of all, you can't even
kill, baby.
You can't even get it in your mouth. Now, let me tell y'all something. And ladies, I know some of y'all lying out there sometimes, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know that there are a lot of women who probably looked at that dick and went, nope, keep it away from me.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't know what you think is the situation down there, but my vagina doesn't do that. Because I can. You know what? I actually kind of feel like, when it's too big, it could be a problem. I think.
Someone.
Yeah, it could be a problem simply because nobody wants. And like I said, I know a lot of brave queens.
There's a lot of queens that could actually take it.
Shout out to all my sisters out there who can.
Girl, I wish I could.
But we not.
That's like body modification.
That's girl. His dick was so big it was going into fisting territory. I'm like,
the whole thing was just a flat out fist.
And it was uncut. It was cute though. It was uncut and cute.
The guy from Legendary.
One of the dancers from Legendary. And it was cute, but it's like, you know what?
I don't remember it being uncut. I saw it when I first.
But yeah, I just went woo. I think it was uncut. I'm gonna say it was uncut. Because I looked at it so fast that I went, no, hell no. You a bottom, bitch.
For real, though. Like, who are you killing, dude?
And he's just swinging it around back and forth.
I saw it.
He's swinging it around back and forth like it's a baseball bat, girl. I'm like, oh my God. It's almost kind of tragic. It's like, nobody needs that much dick. I'm
Nobody
sorry.
does need that much
no, I'm sorry to put that on the table. Like I said, there are a few of you queens out there, and I know who you are because I know some of you bitches. I do know a few of you bitches that took a look at that and went, "Oh yes, ma'am, I can handle
that."
I am in no need for any kind of surgery down there, or
What is it called? A C-section?
I don't need no C-section. I'm not fixing to have nobody's baby because that's a baby coming out of some. That dick was so big. That's a baby That looks like a small baby coming out.
It's a baby leg.
Oh, good Lord, girl, a baby leg ain't that big. Hey, it's not that long anyway. I mean, this was, oh my Lord. But all I can say is that I do not understand. And like I said, there might be maybe 2 or 3 women, and I'm going to say 10 gays who took one look at that picture and went, you know what? Yes, that's my husband. I'm going to marry him and be his bottom friend. Girl, that's a lot of,
That's a whole lot of dick.
And I don't think I've ever said that in my life. But sometimes
it is.
Sometimes it's just too much.
It's like, baby, I cannot.
It's like, baby,
do that.
And then when he tells you he's a top, and you're thinking, oh,
Get out.
no, no,
Get the fuck out.
No, you not.
Not tonight, baby.
Who you think he gonna be? Oh, that's so cute. Who you think he gonna be a top with that?
Like, who you topping, baby?
I can't even put if I can't even put my mouth around it. I mean, if I literally have to lick around it to give you some pleasure, it's too big. I mean, because I'm a girl. I'm a girl who likes the oral, giving and receiving. And if I can't even, oh my Lord, if I could even get the tip in my mouth, and without having to unhinge a jaw, I'm not a snake, bitch. I can't unhinge a jaw.
Snake charmer.
I can't unhinge a jaw. Like I said, there might be 2 women and 5 gay men who could unhinge a jaw, but I cannot.
That, though.
I know. Oh, trust me, there's always challengers, girl. There's
them crackheads though.
Human beings like a challenge, girl.
They sure do.
They like a challenge. I mean, that's why you have people climbing mountains and all this. They love a challenge.
It's a white people thing.
Oh, girl. Now I know a lot of sister queens who would probably give it a try. I don't know no white girls who would.
What is a sister queen?
A black girl. I know a sister queen who might give it a try, but I'm trying to think of a white girl who would want to sit on that size of dick, and I'm just not seeing it without somebody getting torn up.
I mean, you're not wrong. What's gonna happen?
Exactly. Although I can see a Latin man trying to ride it.
Yeah, like a little one of those little guys.
I can see a Latin bottom going, you know what? I'm on this.
Is this gonna get me papers?
Yes, exactly. If it gets some papers, but at the same time,
your guts gonna be gone, baby.
it's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of effort. And for some people, sex is a sprint, not a marathon. So, if you're going to take what looked to be 12 inches and 5 inches around.
It was huge.
It was huge. I don't,
it was unreal.
Yes, it was unreal. It was unreal. I kept looking at it going, is no, that,
I was like, where's the video of him fucking someone though? I would want to see that.
I would love to see that. Oh my God. I would love to see him do one video where he's fucking somebody. And we all know it's probably going, well, I don't know, I don't want to assume that someone is 100% gay, but if, him trying to put a baby in some woman, I can't see it. Not with all that dick. Not with, now Hunter Biden also has a big dick, but it's not.
No, it's not as huge.
It's not as huge, but you feel
it's
like
not as scary though.
Yeah, it's not scary. But it's big. I'll give him. It's big.
It is big.
Now I'm going to say allegedly it's Hunter Biden because we did look on a website and shit gets turned around and everything. So we can't say that it was Hunter Biden. We can only say allegedly it was Hunter Biden. And I don't know why he would be taking pictures of himself in the nude in a photo. With a woman. Well, I mean, with a woman, I probably understand, but
it was with the women. The first one was with the women.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of understand that, and but like I said, allegedly, Hunter Biden took 2 pictures, one with just him in the mirror, and then one with some woman next to him. And like I said, he did pretty well. He did pretty well, but he wasn't
for a white man. He did really well.
Yeah, now, trust me, I have seen white men just as big, if not bigger, that I even went, oh no,
not today, honey.
No, sweetie, you so cute. You so damn cute.
Like, where's the poppers?
Girl, I wish I liked poppers like everybody else. All poppers ever do is give me a headache. That's all poppers ever do. Or they make me sneeze like forever. So it's like when guys I'm with want to do poppers, when I'm on top of them, I'm like I understand. Because sometimes I run a marathon, which honestly all I do want to do is sprint. So I get in those moments where I can already tell this is going to last way longer than this person wants it. He's going to get off and I'm going to be like, oh, okay. Can I help you? No, I got this. Not a problem. I'll take care of it later. Like I'm making a sandwich later or something, girl. I mean,
goodbye. Thank you for coming.
There have been a couple of men who made it a sprint, and I appreciate those men. By the way, I really appreciate
that made it a sprint.
And then there was those other men when it was a marathon. It was the most amazing marathon I ever ran. So it really just depends on the guy. And really, when it does come down to sex, it really does depend on the person you're with.
It really does.
And how you feeling about that person and everything else.
How much you had to drink.
Yeah. Well,
I've had those moments where I'm like,
I've had those moments, but like I said, the best moments were when we didn't have anything to drink. So, those were the best moments. So those moments I encourage more than anything. You should.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we're going to take a little bit of a break because we're in the first 30 minutes of the show.
Wow, already?
Mm-hmm. We sure are. So we're in the first 30 minutes, and
I'm pretty good.
Yes, and
I've done a lot in those 30 minutes.
I know, and she's getting all pretty. Y'all should see it. Actually, you might see it because I'm doing a little bit of a video with her putting on her makeup on. It's not going to be the best looking video, but it's going to be a little bit of a video just to see the magic happen. So, which I will post later for everybody to see. But we will be right back. And we are back. And right now, I'm going to be, in a little while, it's Thursday night, our regular show, which almost always is put out on a Thursday night. I'm here with Miss Charlotte Shottgunz.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Mm-hmm. And you will see her applying her makeup because I'm going to put out a little bit of a video on our Facebook page, but we'll talk about that in a little while. Let's get back into it. Like I said, due to some medical issues, I was not able to be here, nor was I able to do a show last week. So we're going to catch up on a few things. We're going to catch up on should we catch up on Halloween, or should we catch up on...
catch up on Halloween. Yeah, we need
okay.
That's all the way back. Yeah, I'm down.
Which is all the way back.
It's been a minute.
Which was all the way back. And we were going to do like a after Halloween...
how the bars were.
Shows last week. But unfortunately, like I said, due to some medical issues, we weren't able to put on the show. So, Miss Charlotte, tell us what was going on at the bars.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So the bars were pretty outrageous. We did try to do the best of social distancing, but the gays are freaking wild and irresponsible. So there was a few cases of them actually not complying with it. We actually opened up the dance floor. We only did it for that one night, but that's because all the other bars in the area have dance floors and they have DJs, and then we recently started doing that again. We were a little bit scared that we were going to get in trouble, but hey, everybody else is doing it. Not the best thing, but hey, wear your mask, be responsible while you're doing it. And the dance floor is big enough for a bunch of people, so I think the craziest thing that I saw was just these outrageous costumes.
You know what really gets me is that the weather here in Houston was actually nice that night. So you could have, if the bars wanted to get together, they could have had a street dance party kind of thing where everybody would be outside. And
that was the original plan,
yeah.
But they said no to the permit. The what do you call it? The city?
Oh, yes, because they still don't want a large gathering. I got it. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, they still don't want a large gathering because it could be 1,000 queens out there trying to dance in the streets. I
mean, that was the original plan that they had in mind, but the gays are not to be trusted.
Unfortunately we've seen this in the past in Florida and a couple of other states where gays have gone to large parties and been irresponsible, and then some of them didn't make it. So we can't do that here either.
Just Florida in general is crazy. Did you see that thing in South Florida?
Which one, between Hurricane Eta or, because I know they have hurricane, tropical storm, whatever is going through Florida right now.
I didn't know that.
So there's a hurricane. Yeah, that was hurricane or tropical storm. Okay.
It was more on the lines of actually them having a party than circulating all over the internet, how irresponsible it was. Because there's this place called Wilton Manors, which is a big gay bar. It's Blur, but people actually go to it. And it's just outrageously, I guess, it was no social distancing, nothing. Everybody was just all over each other, and it was bad.
And with COVID rates climbing through the roof, we're now at 10 million, girl. 10 million. And
this 10 million votes that we lost too.
And let me tell you something. I don't know why people are still not social distancing when they need to, but they really should still be doing it. I mean, COVID didn't suddenly just go away because they opened up a bar. So
I think some people are just irresponsible as well. If you're going to go out and have a drink, but don't be I see all these queens, I don't want to say queens for drag queens, but more of older people or just stupid people that are just they're making out with someone new every day, or they're hanging out with different groups every time, and I'm just y'all need to be a little bit more responsible.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're gonna hang out with the group, hang out with the same group of people.
Yeah,
that you always hang out.
One specific guy that I see every freaking day, and I'm just dude, go the fuck home. You're hanging out with all these queens every single day, and y'all are gonna get COVID. I can see y'all make out with each other all the time, and I'm
and I empathize too. I know that a lot of us have been in the house to the point where it's driven people crazy and everything else. But y'all don't seem to understand something. We might end up going back in the house again if y'all don't be careful.
No, you're not wrong at all.
We might end up going back. I mean, we were just, like I said, we were just talking about this at work, at how funny it would be if we end up having to close it down again. Because this would be the third time I got laid off from the same job. So y'all need to be extra careful. And y'all
ruin it for us that are trying to do shit.
Exactly. We're still trying to pay bills, and I realize, and I have to admit, I'm actually a little scared to get back into the restaurant again because
all these people.
Yeah, because of all the people. So I'm actually a little terrified because like I said, with my, and by the way, when I say health scare, hypertension, I'm on medication. Hopefully we'll get that under control and that'll be fine. So I didn't have a heart attack or any of that stuff. So, knock on wood, thank all the gods and goddesses, whoever you worshiping at this moment, that everything came out okay. Which
wants to watch over me.
Which, like I said, was kind of funny too, because they, we did an MRI, we did, chest X-ray. They took so much blood. It was ridiculous.
Can't
Can't believe how much blood that I mean, it felt like every hour. Oh, just get 4 more vials of blood for him.
Oh God.
Well, I'm like, how much blood are y'all going?
What are you gonna do with my blood?
Good God! All y'all do is poke me with needles and fill me full of drugs. Good Lord! Well, we just need to monitor to make sure that because we're trying to figure out why all your major organs seem to be healthy for now. But your blood pressure is through the roof, and I realized.
Should have told him next guy stop smoking cigarettes.
Well, yeah, I did. I told him I stopped smoking cigarettes 11. Well, you need to quit smoking. I quit smoking 11 months ago. Thank you very much. So I have been smoke free for 11 months,
They're trying to tell you to stop smoking. Idiots.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah. So I mean, trust me, if my blood pressure was high and I was still smoking, girl, I would have to quit. I wouldn't have a choice. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that I quit a long time ago because, like I said, I have said this in past episodes, quitting smoking is, especially when you've been smoking for 30 years, is the hardest thing you will ever do. So you young people, if y'all started smoking, y'all need to quit now because I'm telling y'all right now, it took a physical toll on my body to quit smoking. So if you've been only smoking for a few years, quit now because I can guarantee you, when you've been smoking as long as I've been smoking, it takes a physical toll on your body. So, but I'm not going to impart that life lesson because nobody should be smoking.
In general.
Honestly, though, I have to say that every now and then, and I have gone to visit Miss Charlotte at the Eagle a couple of times, and always had a good time. Always had a good time.
Only when I'm there, though.
Mm-hmm. Only when she's there. I never go. Did I go by myself?
You went that one time and you just walked out because you said it was very.
Oh yes, Chris and I had gone and we didn't see you, and the patio was packed. I mean, just arm to arm, just packed, and we're both kind of like super like.
Completely understandable.
Yeah, we're like, no, we're not. There's no way in hell I'm going to be fighting all these people to get up, even just to walk up the stairs outside to find a spot. Nope. So
we working Sunday brunch next week. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to die. When gays are crazy. That's when the crazy is.
Oh, I can't wait to see the gays back at Sunday brunch at the place where I work. So, because I know that they haven't had a Sunday brunch in that neighborhood in quite some time. So, yeah.
They're ready. I think Rebar has just started doing drag shows and stuff, so it's been really successful for them. Mm-hmm. I was going to go this Sunday, but I work in the morning, so I guess no.
Mm-hmm. I want to go to Rebar on a Sunday just to see what they're. But once again, I don't want to be fighting crowds, and
I think everyone has to stay seated unless you're going to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. So I don't want to be fighting crowds, and you need to be in your space.
For real.
I don't know how many times I've had to. You know how many times I have to tell people to step back? You too close. I mean, ever since. I mean, you would think people would. And I'm not trying to be rude when I'm talking to some.
But you're right. Some people actually are just in your.
They just get all up in your face, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. First of all, you don't have no mask on. You walking all up on me. You better get your ass back.
Period. They are like that. Mm-hmm. Or someone's like, can you take off your mask so I can hear what you're saying? I was like, no. Mm-hmm.
It's like, no.
That's part of my job. That's part of my uniform.
It's like, get off me. Why is everybody always in my personal space all of a sudden and then they get mad about it when you tell them to step, when you're polite the first time. Now, I can be polite the first time. I'm sorry. Due to some underlying health issues, I would prefer that you not stand so close to me or put your mask on. But even when you know me and all that. Nope. I ain't been around you in months. I don't know what you've been up to. It's just like I said. It's just like the AIDS epidemic all over again. When you have to remind people, I don't know where you been. I don't know who you been with. You need to go get tested before you walk up on me.
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly the same thing. It's like, I will. Did you get COVID tested this week? Can I see the paperwork? Because I had the paperwork in my bag and I already been tested. So trust me. And Y'all, I've been tested so many times this year. Oh my God. I've had that thing up my nose so many times. You would think you would get used to it, but you never get
you
used.
don't.
I'm sorry to say you never get used to it. Good Lord. And girl, we missed the elections.
Oh, the elections.
Now, I want to tell y'all this. I voted a long time ago. I was not going to be standing in line on election day. And this is Houston. At one point we had 24 hours. We had a day where you had 24 hours to vote. There is no excuse why you didn't vote. So, when you could literally find polling places that were open for 24 hours, you had no excuse not to vote.
Open for 24 hours?
Mm-hmm. Happened on the last day of one of the last days of early voting. I think it was the day. I think it was on a Thursday or a Friday, but it was one of the last days of early voting, and they had 5 or 6 polling places that were open for 24 hours. Girl,
oh my God!
So there was, and there are a lot of medical people went to vote because I know a lot of medical people, a lot of people who work
overnight,
who work overnight, that kind of thing, were able to get off work and go vote early in the morning or late at night or what have you. So that was a lovely convenience, and I'm so proud of Houston for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so proud of Houston. And Houston voted mostly blue. So
yeah, I think for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, because most of local races were won by Democrats, which Houston doesn't officially have party affiliations. But unofficially, most of Harris County might have had, I think somebody won something in one of the courts. I think it was a Republican, but for the most part, Harris County district judge, I think, was a Republican who won, I think. But for the most part, Houston and Harris County has been so many polling places, so many options. My friends and I stood in line for 10 minutes at Rice Stadium, in and out, got lunch.
That's good that you guys at least did that.
Because, like I said, we joked about maybe getting a barbecue pit, taking a barbecue pit, a little mini barbecue grill with us.
Yeah, you did say
and having a little mini bar, which all I had to do, girl, was pack up a suitcase with several vodkas, a shaker, and some ice. And we would have been fine if we had to stand in line for hours. We would have been fine. Probably would have made a few bucks too. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if TABC would have been happy about that. I would have carded though. I would have carded. Nobody.
No younglings.
Yeah, no 18-year-olds walking up to me trying to get a drink without ID. I mean, you have to. No, but we were talking about all that stuff, and then we stood in line for 10 minutes. I felt like my friends were disappointed by it.
Yo, we're supposed to hang out, and I guess not.
I know, right? We were supposed to be like here all day long and everything else.
We were prepared.
We almost did drive. They had drive-in voting, and
I saw that too.
We almost did that, but there were so many issues with it, with people trying to sue and say that it was illegal, and even though I don't understand why people sue for the most ridiculous. You always talk about frivolous lawsuits and this and that and blah blah. But when people sue
for stupidity,
when you sue a city who got permission from a Republican Secretary of State to do drive-in voting, you got permission from the state of Texas, basically. And the state of Texas is pretty much Republican for now. By the way, I saw the numbers for Texas. It's not going to last. It's not going to be Republican for too much longer because Trump only lost by 6% of the vote.
Oh, wow.
Which is the lowest. I mean, in the last election, he won by a huge amount, but this time he only won by 6%. And of course, who's to blame for Texas voting red? Latino voters.
I saw that too.
Which I was pissed off about. That's not,
especially like in like the border countries. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like some of them are also getting tricked into voting for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, oh, they're going to help. They're going to
Look,
help. I'm like,
just like in the black community, there's always going to be a few out. There's always going to be few people who. I mean, I know a few Hispanic people who voted for Trump. Just like I know a few black people who voted for Trump. I get it. Your politics, your thing. I get it. I don't understand. I mean, I remember when you voted for Republicans because you wanted little government and for them to stop being wasteful with money. But this person is a terrible person. This person,
it's not going to benefit to anything.
It's not a benefit to anyone. And you know what really gets me is the fact that it was so much emphasis put on Latino voters losing, making Texas go red. But the real people who did that were white women. 55% of white women voted for Trump. Can you believe that? 55% in the entire country, to be quite honest.
I saw that too.
55% of white women voted for Trump. I don't understand why. That would be like 55% of LGBTQ people voted for Trump.
I think some people are just really stupid.
I don't
I think
understand
they're just really stupid. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
why white women would vote against their own self-interest. I do not understand. This is a man who is terrible. Terrible. He might think that he is like the shit when it comes to women. And I hire women all the time. You hire hot women. Have you seen the women he hires? He hires hot women who are mostly blonde. Even his spiritual leader is blonde. So he has a thing for blondes.
Stormy days.
Yeah, he has a huge thing for. I mean, there was one black woman that I know of, besides gold and what is that? Gold and silver, whatever those two bitches, the black women that always end up that some people say are being paid to end up at his rallies and all this other stuff to try to get the black vote.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're like they're a thing on YouTube. I think it's gold and silver. Two older African American ladies who are huge Trump supporters.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's possible. It is possible that Trump has quite a few black supporters. It is possible. It is not this. Black people do not all vote as a group, just like Latino people do not all vote as one party. They have the right to vote which way they can. And let me tell you something. 75% of Latinos did not vote for Trump, which meant 25% did. 12% of black people voted for Trump. But 55% of white women voted for Trump. That says a lot about the state of this. All these Karen jokes that we've been making all over the summer, 55% of the population are Karens.
No, yeah, you're right.
And they voted for Trump, and they always said that they vote. I like how people always go, "Oh, we voted because he will do better to fix the economy because the economy was so good before the pandemic." I'm like, well, here's the thing. Had he not messed up when it came to the pandemic, the economy would probably be okay right now, and he probably would have won. And to think that in a world where he has messed up a pandemic to the point where he has actually made people believe that first of all, COVID doesn't exist. A lot of his followers believe that COVID is just something made up. Yep. By the way, a lot of those followers who believe that same thing ended up dead. Most of his White House staff now have COVID.
He had
COVID. So I don't understand why people still, and there's still quite a few evangelicals who still think that for some strange reason he was sent by God to save this country. And I don't know, what are you saving this country?
God.
Exactly. And what name of Jesus is he the savior of anybody's anything?
Like, is crack what you smoke?
Exactly. Good Lord. How many of those snakes are biting you? Good Lord, no.
Like, how much moonshine have you sniffed, baby?
But I want the people out there to understand, and I want the media to understand. I mean, first of all, this show is about having fun. This show is about drag and the gay community and everything else. This show is fun. We don't really like to talk about politics that much. Politics aren't our forte. They're not. I mean, I would rather
want to touch bases on it because it was a major trending thing that happened.
So I love having fun guests on to talk about interesting things that are going on in the gay community. I love watch Miss Charlotte put up when she does a show, watching her put on her makeup, because I've always been fascinated by drag. So I love watching her put on her makeup and getting ready for a show. I do not like talking politics that much. Because, like I said, when I do talk politics, it just makes me angry, and it makes me question who people are sometimes. But like I said, when
people's true colors like pop up when they talk politics, and then they're too like in their head to actually like notice that they're the people that they're talking to or people that they're hurting.
Yeah, exactly. And so the idea, and
thank God that we have sort of the same mentality on like how we are both people of color that have been through like the against like white power. That's the truth. And we both lived in that sort of mentality. So like we've never experienced privilege. I'm sometimes white passing, but I can totally agree. I lived in areas where Mexicans are not a thing, and they talk like this. I'm like, what's wrong with your voice?
But the funny thing is, like I said, even in Florida, when they were talking about the Cuban population, which by the way only makes
fucking idiots.
It's only 3% of the population. So if 3% of the population are Cuban, and everybody's saying that Cubans were the one who won Trump Florida, that's a damn lie.
Well, Cubans
white women won. The red states were won by white women.
I just don't understand why Cubans are like that. And Cubans will like wear a Trump shirt and everything. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Okay.
Like, just because y'all
actually, I read the most amazing explanation for that. And it depending on if you came from Cuba, Venezuela, or what have you. When the idea of socialism or communism come up, especially among Republicans, Cubans get very afraid because they came from a culture of that.
Yep.
So Republicans use fear when it comes to Cubans in South Florida. Oh, he's going to put these socialist policies on and this and that. Especially if you're coming from Venezuela or Cuba, they didn't leave their countries just to come all the way here just so they can have to experience that again. So a lot of them will vote for Trump because he's put that rhetoric out there that Democrats are socialist and they want to do this and that and take away your rights and blah, 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 blah. Still, not a large portion of the population in Florida to win a red state. They all live in South Florida, but the rest of Florida is not Hispanic. The rest of Florida is white.
And blame the Cubans.
Stop blaming Latinos. Stop blaming Cubans. Stop praising black people for it too, because you know what? We're still just a small part of we might have voted, and we did, by the way, very proud of the black community. We voted in droves. We did. We voted in droves. We had to back up the 45% of white women and probably the 48% of white men to win this election. So thank you, black people, and thank you, Latino people, for getting out to vote, because we were the ones who had,
this year was the biggest breach that they've ever done.
Because if not for them, then Trump would have won this election, and he would have won this election handily. Because and I don't want to be mad at white women, but I'm kind of mad at white women right now. I think I'm going to be mad at white women for quite some time. They've always been our allies in the gay community. But to know that 50
the Karens, though, it's not actually like.
But 55% of the country is Karens. I mean,
apparently
55%. That makes me want to cry. 55%. That was you know what, Charlotte? That number is actually larger than when he won in 2016.
I know, I saw that too. It was a rise.
You would think
it just makes you think like, what the fuck is going on?
And what, like I said, for you white women out there who voted for Trump, I don't know what to do with you.
Throw you away.
I honestly do. And by the way, I work in a restaurant where I probably see most of you. So because you have sometimes I think, you know what, white men, when they say something stupid and racist, at least they're being stupid and racist. You kind of see it. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. It's kind of like it's on the page. It's right there, and you're like, you know what, you a stupid motherfucker, but whatever. Well, sometimes when it's a white woman being racist, you walk away going, was she being racist? I'm not really.
She's just being stupid.
Did she just say something stupid to me? And I'm going to let her get away with it. We won't let white men get away with it, but we'll let white women get away with it. And I think it's about time we stop letting white women get away with it.
Yeah.
Because I really do think that we don't let white men get away with this shit. We see what white women stay under the radar, but I think we need to start confronting white women more. And I think that, like I said, over the last few months, I think that we are starting to see that trend. That's why the whole Karen thing.
Yeah,
but
no, you're right.
But you know what? That needs to remain a thing. You know how these things can become fads.
It's still a thing.
Yeah. So,
like, it's the truth. These these Karen memes are going to go away, but are the Karens really going to go away?
Nope. So I think the media needs to start focusing on why white women voted the way that they did, because I don't understand why women would vote. First of all, I don't understand why
misogynistic piece of shit.
Why white women would vote against a female candidate. I mean,
probably because she's of color.
And secondly, I mean, I know you didn't like Hillary back in the day, and let me tell you something. I'm not a big fan of Hillary either. But I would have voted. I easily had no problem with voting for her over Donald Trump, because I knew who Donald Trump was before he ran for president. So I just thought he was going to be one of these weirdo candidates that,
like Kanye West.
Yeah, like Kanye West, who was, but this man learned how to manipulate the media, learned how to manipulate the public, and he won. But he never did anything for the people that served under him. He never did anything for his constituents. Everything was about himself. He spent more time on Twitter.
He sure did.
Arguing with celebrities of all people on Twitter. By the way, not a big fan of celebrities being involved in politics. You have the right to say what you have to say,
but it's not your place.
But I'm not going to listen to you when it comes to politics. So I mean, we had one celebrity president. I don't want no more to do with celebrities in politics at all, because look what happened. Look what happened when we celebrate these people and then put them in a position of power. This is what happens. So no, thank you. Won't be doing that again.
I think we've all learned that.
Yeah, you would think we would have learned that from Ronald Reagan, but no, we had to go through this again with this guy.
Kids forgot.
And I guess, like I said, y'all need to learn your history. No more celebrities. I don't ever want to see a celebrity running for president ever again. I don't care if it's Oprah. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Oprah. Love some Oprah.
I saw that too. Then I was like, please don't.
Please don't run.
Because it's just like, we don't need someone like that in power. Not for the bad reasons, but we need someone that's qualified.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what we need. It's just someone that's qualified.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if someone else ran against in Donald Trump's position, I would be totally fine with whatever. But Donald Trump is just a shit show.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Honestly,
he's just a racist piece of shit. That's all he is. And it's just he has his followers that are also racist and idiots as well.
Exactly. And like I said, his followers, it's almost a cult. I don't think I've ever seen people so committed to a person, literally that they would. By the way, I don't condone violence on either side.
Did you see his message that he sent out? Where he's like, "We have to fight capital letters back." I'm just like, no. A lot of my friends have talked about, are we going to be in a civil war? No, I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think that people are going to
people are ready to get back with their lives. And I think that...
Picking up where we left off 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact of the matter is, I think we're pretty much done. You lost, Mr. Trump. Tear down that wall. You lost. You never got your wall completed. Mexico never paid for it, by the way. Mexico never paid for... Mexico was never going to pay for a wall. No. You didn't do anything in off. The economy was already buzzing along when Obama left. All you did was get it left over of his economy. That's it. And I'm not like trying to give high praise to Obama. He did some things that I find questionable as well. But as a leader, sometimes you do that. Every leader that we've had have done questionable things. But this man, on a daily basis.
Every day.
His
Twitter is fucking crazy.
And I can't wait till January rolls around when he is no longer on Twitter.
They're going to take it away, right?
Well, yeah, they're going to take it away.
And he's going to start a new one?
No, he will be banned from Twitter.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He will be banned from Twitter and probably from most social networks. So he'll have to find another way to get his message out. He'll probably do it on YouTube. Not
on
saying,
TikTok.
Oh Lord!
Can you imagine?
Oh, I don't want to.
Can you? Well, he just tried getting rid of TikTok, and then.
You ain't gonna. I'm sorry, you're not gonna take TikTok away from Gen Zers. You are not taking that away from them.
You saw the kids fought back real quick.
They
when's the last time you seen a group of young kid revolt like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Other
they
than,
were.
like, the
You
Black
are.
Lives
Yeah,
Matter
exactly.
thing.
You are not gonna. You.
Those kids were making money, and they're still making money.
Yeah, exactly. Good Lord, that would be like taking YouTube from millennials. No, you don't. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna say I'm gonna shut down TikTok.
I think we've all converted over to TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok
well, I mean, I have TikTok too, and sometimes I like watching a little dance. Over the summer when I was bored, I watched the little dance videos. You know what I loved when they did the one where they had the makeup brush and then they would change into whatever. Yes. So you know what? I don't even know what the name of that song is. I have absolutely no idea what the name of that song. Don't Rush.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think it's called Don't Rush. But I've seen so many videos from housewives turning into glamorous people, from men turning into drag queens. Oh, good Lord. So many of those videos over the summer. And I've seen the parody video. And a lot of that started.
I've seen the ones with the strippers.
Yes, the ones with the strippers. Oh my God, the ones where they turn into cartoon characters. The ones. Oh my God, there were so many, and that's a whole TikTok thing. And
I think that was one of their biggest things.
That was one of their biggest things at the time. And you think you're going to take TikTok away from these kids? They will. Oh, they're the ones who will start a civil war. Right
They
there.
sure will.
They will come. They will come straight to the White House, guns cocked.
Period.
Ready to go. So you're not going to take TikTok away from these kids. Not in any way, shape, or form. So you can forget that. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to take one more break. And then we're going to finish out the show because you're almost, girl, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Girl, you're looking good. Makeup's almost done.
That was really quick, too. I did that really quick.
I know that went by really quick, but you just keeping
a quick beat.
You're just keeping it basic though, because I've seen this girl really put on makeup, and let me tell you something.
Like right now, I just have a subtle eye.
Yeah,
it's not like there's no dramatic cut crease. But it's still there, and the line eyeliner is really small too.
So like I said, I have
my sensible woman look.
Yes, she's being sensible this time. We don't like sensible, but we.
I mean, I'm wearing lingerie, so I want to look the best.
Oh! I didn't know the lingerie part. Okay, girl, we're gonna have to take a picture of that. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we're gonna be right back. And we are back, and we're in the finishing stages of Miss Charlotte Shottgunz putting on her persona.
Just putting on the beard now.
Put it on the real her.
Finishing touch.
And this is a late night Thursday edition of That Little Gay Talk Show.
A little whist.
let's see. We got into politics a little bit, and
into politics.
Yes, we did. And like I said,
I mean, at least we like ended it on good terms.
yeah, exactly. So we said our piece. I think I do have to say this. There are now more gay people in positions of power in the government than there have been in years.
Even in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. And even in Oklahoma, girl, we got a non-binary Muslim person of color.
Oh, wow.
Who won a seat in the Oklahoma legislature. Oklahoma. I said Oklahoma. Non-binary.
This is
and Muslim. And one of the most Bible Belt states in the country.
Good for them.
Who want to see? So there's been some good news. A lot of people of oh Lord, so many people of color have been winning House seats. It's ridiculous.
So, vice president is a person of color, a woman to be exact.
Half Indian, half Jamaican, not African American, Jamaican. So to see a woman of color, so we have now the first vice presidential person of color who is a woman. That makes me so proud.
Very proud.
That makes me feel very. And like I said, I know that we harped on the fact that 55% of white women voted for Trump, but you know the thing is that now we have a vice president of color in the White House,
woman,
who is a woman. And
everything.
Unfortunately, if this is the closest we're going to get to a woman in power, in ultimate power, I feel bad. But at the same time, the fact that it took a woman of color to win this office, I'm very proud of. So I'm very proud of the fact that a woman of color is now vice president of the United States. And Joe Biden, I don't wish nobody any harm. I don't mean no harm.
Can you imagine if he died and then
he president? Is 77 years old, y'all. And Camilla is what, 49? And looking good, girl.
She's one of the youngest too, no?
I think so. Yeah, and looking good.
I was thinking that too.
Girl looks good. Mm-hmm. And that means I also get 4 years of Maya Rudolph playing Kamala Harris on SNL, which she has been turning it out. She won two Emmys. She won 2 Emmys for being on Saturday Night Live and playing Kamala. I keep Kamala. I'm sorry, Kamala Harris. I had to make sure that she's our vice president now. Kamala Harris. Kamala?
I don't know. I say it in Spanish, Camila.
Okay. No, it's Kamala. I think it's Kamala. Yeah, Kamala Harris, who I watched a little thing where she was senator at the time, and she was hanging out with Mindy Kaling. And if y'all know who Mindy Kaling is, y'all know The Office. Y'all know her show that I loved so much. That was on Fox and then ended up on Hulu. And if you're asking me to name it now, I will remember it in a second.
I was gonna say, what's the name of it?
So, you know what? Wait a minute. I can't do this. Let me get my phone. Okay. So let me get my phone. Let me look it up on the internet real quick. I'm gonna look it up. Well, I don't have my phone, so I'm gonna go to the big computer. I'm gonna go to Big Daddy and type it in really quick. I cannot believe that I forgot. I just watched it the other night. See, bitch, this is why y'all need to not smoke so much weed and drink, because you forget shit.
Mitch. Who's Mitch?
No, I said because you forget shit.
Oh. I was like, who's Mitch?
Mm-hmm. No, because you forget shit. So
you
don't smoke. Remember. You know what? Speaking of which, I'm looking up the information right now. Speaking of which, Oregon has now allowed the use of most drugs. Yeah. From cocaine to heroin to... I know what they're doing, and it's been working in several other countries where they decided to go ahead and legalize drugs. and take
think they're
that
legalized drugs.
money,
Yeah.
take that
Oh,
money
you're
that
right.
the state makes and put it into rehab programs to get people off of drugs when they need to get off of drugs. So I think that's a very brave thing for Oregon to do. But I need it to go a little bit further.
Yeah.
I need you to also remember to take people who have been in prison for offenses for marijuana, for offenses for small amounts of cocaine or what have you. I need you to release them because they don't need to be in prison.
Now that it's legal.
Now that it's legal, you need to start thinking about releasing people from jail who were in for non-violent crimes that had to do with drugs, and especially Texas, especially is the worst. Y'all need to start releasing people from prison who went to prison for marijuana, who are spending time in prison for marijuana, a drug that is so harmless, it's ridiculous. But y'all threw people in prison for 20 to 30 years for it. Mm-hmm. So y'all need to start thinking, and you know, Texas is on its way to. Texas is already talking about trying to start the conversation or the idea of legalizing marijuana. But what no one wants to talk about is the fact that our prison system, which is a private prison system, by the way, is full of people in prison for nonviolent offenses that had to do with drugs, especially marijuana. And we need legislation that goes with, if you're going to decriminalize marijuana,
Get those guys out of
then
jail.
those guys need to get out of prison. 100%. Girl, that's how you do it. Okay, so yes, I'm watching a green beard turn black. So you'll get to see that later. But we need to start decriminalizing. We need to get these people out of prison because they no longer deserve to be in prison.
They don't at all, period.
You need to expunge their records and you need to put them back into society. And by the way, when y'all start opening up marijuana dispensaries, because this has been happening in California and Colorado and a couple of other states, people of color should be equal business owners in that. So y'all need to start looking at, you know, you can't have everything made by white folks when it comes to weed. You know, you put black folks in prison and Hispanic people in prison for minor abuse, for just trying to make a living. And now you're letting white people make a living doing the same damn thing. So it needs to be equalized. So, and like I said, we don't really talk about politics that much, but I figure if we're going to talk about politics, we
Might as well talk about politics.
we might as well talk about politics. And then we're going to have fun and we're going to get all fairy and we're going to get all this and that. And y'all going to meet some interesting guests and all this other stuff. But for one night, because we literally, I mean, the election happened on Tuesday and, you know, the votes are still coming in.
They're still getting counted. Girl.
They're still getting counted. It's been, and yeah, everybody knows Biden won. I don't understand why we still doing this whole, I don't understand why Trump and his team are still doing this whole, these votes are illegal, blah, blah. Everybody knows Trump won. I mean, I'm sorry. Everybody, Biden, oh, did I just say that? I'm sorry. Ooh, sound like a white woman. I'm sorry. Everybody knows that Biden won. Y'all just let it go. He won by 5 million votes in the popular vote. 5 million. It's over. The states that Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, they've counted their vote. Y'all can recount them as much as you want to. It's still going to be Biden. So y'all just let this man do his job and try to get this White House together because he needs to get this shit together before he moves in. I know why
You
Trump.
think Melania's going to decorate this year?
I hope that bitch doesn't. No, I don't really. I'm going to be honest. I don't really care. I'm just waiting for them to move out. Honestly, but the election is over. Get these bitches out. I can't wait. I can't wait till January 21st. It's January 21st. Cannot wait till the inauguration, January 21st, when we get kick these bitches out. Y'all can fight and say that y'all won the election. But according to the Constitution,
You did it, baby, but you didn't.
you're going to leave anyway. So you might as well get ready to pack your bags because you're going to leave.
Like, what's her name from Drag Race? You need help packing?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Bianca Del Toro said it. Del Rio said it best. Yeah. You want me to help you pack?
Need help packing?
Need help packing? Sure did. Oh, I'm sorry. The Mindy Project.
The Mindy Project.
Yes, the Mindy Project. Yes, I can't. I mean, Mindy Kaling. You would think I would get it within her first name. Yes. So, yes, I watched them try to make South Asian, in South Indian dishes, and it was like fun video. Just watching her just do her thing, and seeing Mindy Kaling being just so proud that there's an Indian person and blah 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 blah. And oh my God. I mean, like I said, it just feels good to know that this finally, oh my God, finally, this whole thing is over with. We can all get ready to probably go into lockdown again.
Yep.
So we can get this coronavirus out of control, back into control. Sorry, not out of control, but back in control. And, you know, so we can get on with our lives, because we need to get on. We need to 100% get on with our lives.
We sure do.
And we need a president who actually is going to get us back to our lives. We might have to suffer a little bit, but I'd rather suffer a little bit and get all this shit out of the way than suffer a lot. And this shit keeps going and going and going like it has been for the last year now. And let's say it's been a year. It's been almost a year now. I know February will probably be officially a year that the coronavirus became a threat. But the fact of the matter is that China has recovered and is moving on. Australia has recovered and moving on. New Zealand has recovered and moving on. This should have been the country that we shouldn't have 10 million people.
We've already done it because we're progressive as well.
Yeah, exactly. We had the best medical care in the world, blah, blah, blah. And the fact that Houston's rates aren't as high is, like I said, is a testament to Houston. Actually, I think Houstonians are trying to take care of each other. And like I said, the hospitals aren't full yet, like in El Paso and San Antonio. So the hospitals aren't overwhelmed. The fact that we have to have Doctors Without Borders saying that they're going to have to come into our country, one of the most powerful countries on the planet, and have to help hospitals that have gotten over because they didn't listen. Because they did not listen to the scientists, they listened to Trump. Sure and I'm tired. And I'm, like I said, when January comes around, I'm going to wear a giant boot on Inauguration Day with a cocktail in my hand with boot. Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. I don't even want to help you pack. I'll call a moving service. Because y'all keep getting COVID. I don't want to be near any. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to be near any of the Trumps.
I don't think anyone
None of the Trumps. So I will hire a moving company with hazmat suits and have your shit put on the street and tell you are done.
like deported.
Go retire somewhere. And no, I do not want to see you back in 2024.
These crazies are saying that too.
Yeah, I know. I do not want to see you back in 2024.
Nobody wants to see y'all.
So I don't want to have to do this again. I just want to have a normal election. Because I do not want to see that man back in office trying to take credit for nothing. So, So, how you doing over there, girl?
I'm putting in my ring.
You putting in your ring? You ready to? She's gonna be. She's almost about ready to put on some lingerie, some lingerie drawers. Oh my God, she got her hair hanging off the back of my chair. That needs a light brushing. Yeah, it needs a light brushing. You brought your brush, girl, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Bitch didn't bring a mirror, but she brought a brush.
That's life.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally.
I know shit happens. You bring one thing and forget the other. Mm-hmm. And like any good queen, you make it work. Mm-hmm. So, we're almost going to end this.
Our show, who is it sponsored by?
Mm-hmm. Our show, who is sponsored by? It is sponsored by Tuvi's Woodworking. Tuvi's Woodworking. Tuvi gives you wood.
He lays the wood down.
He lays the wood. Once again, go to our website, thatlittlegaytalks.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. you'll see a bald head man and me. And then next to that bald head man and me with a beautiful little cutting board, you'll see the logo for 2V's Woodworking. Click on that. Put little gays in the coupon code, and you get 20% off any cutting board, custom made for you. Because once again, 2V's Woodworking. 2V gives you wood.
The wood.
Mm-hmm. Also, don't forget, check with us all on our social medias. Charlotte Shottgunz has her own page. I have my own page, Joel Tatum. Also, the show has its own page on Facebook. That little gay talk show. The T. You know, I tried to put that little gay talk show. You know, Facebook told me it's too general. You can't use this. And I'm like,
really?
So everybody uses that little gay talk show? How is that too general? So I had to add the T in front. The T, that little gay talk show.
That's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Go to our website.
What if it was like really your company, like your actual like fucking thing? Well, it is, but
yeah, it is. But you know, thatlittlegaytalks.com to visit our website. You know, I need to work on the website a little bit, so I'm going to add some pictures and stuff to it. And of course, all our social media. We're on Instagram and we're on Twitter. So at Little Gay Talk 1 on Twitter. That Little Gay Talk Show at Instagram. Is it at it? You know what, girl? I'm sorry. Is it at Instagram?
on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and you know, you have to ask the kids sometimes because the kids know more. Sometimes I'll go through. So what's the address? Do I use at? Because I know on Twitter you have to use at. Well, you don't have to.
I think on Instagram you can use at, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just that Little Gay Talk Show. It's pretty simple.
It's gonna pop up regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna
pop
up.
Twitter, you do have to do at because it does
But
pop up.
like I said, Charlotte Shottgunz and Joel Tatum, we have our own Instagram and Facebook pages. Super easy to look up. So it's if you have any comments, if you have any questions,
concerns,
advice. Anything you want to send us, send it to us, girl. Just send it to us.
Let us know.
And let us know. And, the more people send stuff, the more that we'll read it on the air, even if it's bad stuff. Even if you tell us that we are terrible and blah, 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 I will read it on the air.
Period.
I will read you.
Not only will I read you, Sharon34_bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Not only will I read it, but I will read you.
It's reading time.
Although I think Charlotte would be better at. I'm not really a good reader.
I'll read.
Charlotte, I think, would be a better.
Like reading, reading something, or like reading someone.
Like reading someone.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I just feel like that she does it better than I do. I mean, if I read you, oh my God, it's gonna be like a long Oscar Wilde kind of weird thing that you won't get, I won't get, and I wonder why I said it.
So what were we talking about again?
Yeah, exactly. So what did you say? I don't understand what you were saying to me. And I'm like, I don't understand what I said to you either, but maybe in about 50,
you've been read.
And 50 years, you'll figure out that I read you. So that'll be that. You know what? Y'all, speaking of Charlotte Shottgunz.
Oh, new show.
Girl, don't you leave this air without doing that.
Yes. So starting the 19th of November at Ripcords, I'm going to be hosting my first show ever here in Houston, even though I haven't even performed in Houston yet, but they're trusting me with everything.
Oh my God. By the way, Ripcord Houston, I think it's 818 Pacific. No. Fairview.
Yes, it's Fairview.
On Fairview Street, if you're in Montrose and you at any of the bars, just ask where Ripcord is. You can walk right to it.
Or just look for the red lights.
Yeah, exactly. Look for the red lights, and when you walk in and see somebody getting smacked around or wearing leather or being flogged, you're in the right place.
You're in the right hood.
You in the right hood. And she'll be hosting with?
Frankie Fraud, which is actually, they're not even from Texas as well. So Queen's not from Texas hosting a show.
Queen's not from Texas hosting the show.
Well, I mean, they're from Texas. I'm sorry. They're not from Houston. We're both outsiders that are given an opportunity to bring something different because they're tired of Houston's same old shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, all I can say is that Houston's same old shit needs a kick in the ass, and these bitches are about to bring a kick in the ass.
Our first show's gonna actually have one of our past interviewees is Blackberry.
Miss Blackberry, y'all need to listen to that episode. The Blacker the Juice. Make sure you listen to that episode to get to know Miss Blackberry. But like I said, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be up there taking pictures and everything else.
Like a proud mom.
Like a proud mom, because I am so proud of this bitch. Because when I first met her,
I had just moved here.
She had just moved here. She had a horrific RV story. Once again, check that episode out. She had a horrific but beautiful RV. I shouldn't say horrific. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful story that ends in a slight bit of tragedy, but she's like one of those girls that you see in those sitcoms who moved to the big city to pick herself up and start all over again, and that's exactly what she did. And she has graced my podcast with her presence, which I'm eternally grateful for.
I'm eternally grateful for you having me.
Eternally grateful for, and hopefully very profitable by later on in the future. And she is going to make a name for herself in this town. And I think she's going to really do a lot for the city of Houston when it comes to drag and performing in the gay community. So y'all look at,
they're not ready for all this mess.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's once a month, but all that
you
mess.
Never know. There might be more new shows.
Oh, there probably, once she gets it really off the ground, it's going to be more shows, and she's going to have all kinds of a following and everything else. So y'all make sure if you can come out on the 19th. What time is it?
Say hi. It starts at 10.
It starts at 10? Mm-hmm. Okay, because I got to tell this other bitch who's like worried about being out super late. Because I'm like, I thought it would be like at 8, 9 o'clock.
We were thinking about doing something like that, but we might in the future have like an earlier, like a matinee sort of thing. Because a lot of people do want to come out earlier in the day. So we might have something like just between me and the host where we just have like a couple of numbers, et cetera, call it a day. Then we have the actual show later.
So we will be back. We will be doing the show next week, and she'll talk more in detail about who's going to be on the show, because she'll have everything together by that time. Who's going to be in the show?
It's probably going to be the host for the next week, the host that I'm hosting with the new show.
So she's going to get later on. She's going to really get into more details on who's going to be in her show, what's going on, that kind of stuff, because she's really going to put this shit together. And like I said, I'm so proud.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of her. These young people, they just come in and they just do shit. And I'm so proud of her.
You have to.
I know. You have to. I mean, with with the pandemic and everything else that was going on.
Take the opportunity and run with it.
You got to take the opportunity and run. And I always want this show to back those people up. And Charlotte she is just a gift. She's just a gift to me. And Charlotte, I so appreciate it that you took your time to do this little talk show every week with me, and I'm about to cry.
Oh, you make me cry too.
I'm getting a little verklempt. But to watch you grow so quickly, and I know that you had some frustrating moments, and I know that you had some moments where you didn't know which direction you were going in, and everything else. I knew where you were going to go. I just knew you needed a foot in the door and that kind of thing. And I knew you were going to get it once you got back into the bar scene, and once people started to see who you were, you were gonna do it. And like I said, I am so proud that little gay talk show and me have found this girl, and she's just, like I said, y'all gonna love her. So she's going to finish getting ready, because I don't want her to cry, because she just put on new eyelashes, girl.
They're new.
Yeah, she just put on new eyelashes. I don't need no mascara running. I don't want to be, I don't want to be. Yeah, exactly. Well, to an extent. To an extent. I've seen some of these girls cry through waterproof.
There it is. One tear fell.
Oh, look at that. Oh, and her makeup. I don't want her makeup to fall. So.
I don't think it will.
So. So I'm going to watch this bitch get into some lingerie and then have to walk her to her car because I want to protect her, make sure nobody. Because some of these men out here, they see something gorgeous, they want to jump on it.
Girl.
All right, so we're done. We had a great time being with you today on the show. Like I said, we talked a lot of politics and stuff, which we don't normally talk about, and we will talk about maybe in little sprinkles here, depending on who we have on the show and this and that. We will start having guests back on the show. It was just me and Charlotte tonight, but we wanted to catch up.
We had the politics, Halloween, hospital.
We had to say our piece. We had to say our piece because, like I said,
it's always good to do that.
It's always good to let it out, and make sure y'all. I know that some of y'all might have had quarantine issues and everything else, and you're trying to get back out the world. Make sure you find somebody there.
You're safe.
Make sure you're safe.
You're following guidelines.
But most importantly, make sure you always have someone to talk to. Because I know sometimes it can get pretty lonely.
Yeah.
And I know that sometimes sitting in front of the TV all day is, not the thing it's not the best thing to do. And I know, and trust me, I know drinking all night ain't the thing to do either. Call somebody up, have a conversation, whether it's a friend, a family member, or some professional help. Just make sure you take care of yourselves out there. So for me and Charlotte, we wish you love, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.